Sorry. So
Good morning. We're going to be talking about shipping and different ways to ship and hopefully save you some money as we avoid physical contact in this pandemic period. But also after all this is done, as you want to ship things out to people just to make it a little cheaper and easier for you. We'll be looking at a couple different websites, the main one being Pirate Ship, but we'll also look at Parcel Monkey and then you have access to a few others as well. There are a lot of tips for making it a little bit cheaper. The main one is packaging. We can't control the weight of our items. Those are set. However, we can control how we package them and how that affects shipping. So one thing that will help you save money is if it's small enough to ship it in a bag. Ship it in a bubble bag. So for those of you that have been in Scentsy long enough to receive wax under summer heat weather, you've got a bunch of these bubble wrap bags. The wax comes in, I turn them inside out. And now I don't have to buy envelopes. So I turn them inside out. I'll cut them down to the size that I need. And then I just pack them I'll tape them all up. Sometimes I have to tape every single side just to keep it closed. But bubble wrap envelopes, you can buy them at the store. You can save up your bubble wrap bags from your wax.
genius. That was like a huge aha genius moment. I have a ton of those. Genius. I knew I was saving them for something.
My husband used to make fun of me and get upset because my pile was so huge, but with this pandemic and having to ship everything out, I'm down to like my last 10. Other things, if you didn't want to necessarily buy a box, you can obviously cut down your Scentsy boxes, or if you have whiff boxes, the smaller size, you could then put inside a bubble wrap. It doesn't matter if it starts in a box, if you move it into an envelope, that tends to be cheaper. And I actually got a sale this morning and I started doing it, and I was like, you know what, I'll just stop because I can do that while we're live. So for this one, I actually just was putting it in a priority mail, and I'm going to cut it down and tape it. But let me switch to screen share so you can see a couple of the different ways that we ship. The first one that Shelly wanted to talk about was Pirate Ship. Can you see that, or does it show my whole screen? Is that better? Okay. So with Pirate Ship, it's free for an account. Just log in. I should already be logged in, so it'll just go straight to my page. And then from here, you can create a single label. If you just wanted to check rates, then you can go to rates, and you'll just put in your zip code, where you're shipping from, and then its dimensions. Now, here's where it says box or rigid packaging, switch it to envelope, padded envelope. That tends to be the cheapest way. If you can keep it under 12 inches, that helps save money as well. You'll put in the dimensions and the weight. So actually, I just created one. So let's go to the one that I just did. I guess I could make it up. I guess we could make one up. Protect their identity. So here's one that I had just made. Maybe I'll switch it. We'll switch and we'll just make a new one that way. Sorry, a little slow. Joe Schmo. Let me do it. Oh, if you have actually, I'll put in a real address, because if you have an address, then it'll actually start pulling it up. So then you don't actually have to type in the rest of it. So there's an address. And then you'll go down. A lot of mine end up being between 6 and 9 inches, especially if you're shipping bars. It might be like 9 by 11 envelope. you're shipping 6 bars, it weighs roughly 20 ounces. When you're between pounds, it doesn't really matter. So if you wanted to go up a couple ounces, just so that you can put a card or a sample or something in with it, that's fine. Once you hit the next pound mark, that's usually when the prices increase. So you can see the prices there. Then you would hit buy label. Now you can either charge your card every time. Most of the time we're only doing a couple shipments at a time. As you grow, or you wanted to do like a mass send out, like if you're sending out samples in bubble wrap and envelopes, you want to do a mass send out, then you can export or import your mailers, and you can mass buy a bunch. If you didn't want a whole bunch of individual charges, because right now this would charge $7 to my account, then you can actually go into settings and you can load money onto the account. So you could load 50 bucks on there, then it'll slowly chip away, and then when you get down to a certain amount, it'll charge it back up. But that would save you from seeing on your statement like 20 little charges. So it just depends on what you want to look at. I've just been doing it one at a time, but I know that like Melissa Gratz likes to load a chunk on there and then chip away at it. So your preference. A nice thing about Pirate Ship too is you can go into reports after you've been sending these, and you can see how many you've shipped. So I knew I'd been shipping a lot over the last 2-3 weeks, but then this gave me a nice breakdown. Okay, I've spent $353 this month just in shipping out Scentsy. My average cost is $6.93. And sometimes I'll just ship out like 3 or 4 bars. That keeps the price down between like $3 and $5. Once you get up to 5 or 6 bars, then shipping jumps to 8. So that's where that average goes in. And then so you can see everywhere that I've been shipping. It's like, okay, I'm all over the country. And so that's kind of nice to see, okay, that's what I've been doing. That's where I'm at. Know your expenses. So that's like the basics for Pirate Ship to get you started. Just create a label, you can rate it. And then, but this would be best for any packages under 10 pounds roughly. So like you can ship your Himalayan salt warmer this way. But once you end up getting into either big boxes, so like you're shipping like you might be able to, you could do a diffuser box, the Scentsy diffuser packing box that tilts too. But once you get into more of the square boxes or a like a bigger size Scentsy box, I recommend switching to Parcel Monkey. You have a comment, Debbie?
I do. I just wanted to say that when you, especially for Pirate Ship, just get yourself from Amazon kitchen scale an easy little, and they're, I don't know, less than $10, but you definitely need to have something that will give you the ounces, not just the pounds, and this is perfect for that. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Sorry.
Mine's just my kitchen one. There is some food on there. You can clean it off. And that's what we ship with. Thank you, Debbie. I forgot to say, once you hit print label, it looks like this. So I just print on regular paper, and then I'll cut it out, and then I just tape it directly on there. And then I pop that in the mail. My mailman is super cool. So he lets me put a whole giant mountain next to the mailbox. His is a walking trail because I'm downtown. So then he'll just drive the van right up to in front of our house and then load it all in. Sometimes I'll be on a snack bar or a Cliff Bar.
I think that's a huge aha for me too, is you don't have to go to the post office. You set it for the following day. Is that my understanding? So if I am
set it out right, as long as your mailman hasn't come, I set it out. So if he's come, I'll already, like I go to take it outside and I see the mail's already come, I'll bring it back in until the next day, just for security purposes.
Right. Okay, so one of the tips that I had in some notes was, if I'm doing it today, set it for tomorrow, because then that will alert the postman to come and pick it up tomorrow off my porch.
Okay, I've never set an alert for ship date.
Oh, so that's something special you have to do. Okay.
Yeah, I just create the label and then I set it out. So you can set it on USPS.com, if I can, which is another one. I don't know if you can see this screen.
Megan, what was the one you said if you have bigger parcels?
Yeah, I was gonna do that one too. So I'll go back to this, but if you do click and ship, you can choose your, can you see this? You can choose the shipping date. So you can do that if you didn't want to ship it that day. If I set it for today and he's already come, it doesn't make a difference.
So it's not, it's just something small. Okay.
So Parcel Monkey is the other one. I'll do trades with some people out in the UK because they have bars that we don't have. So they'll collect some orders, I'll collect some orders. That can get kind of expensive. A small box costs between $30 and $50, and then a big Scentsy box usually costs me somewhere between $90 and $120. So if I'm not trading a ton of wax with them, then we usually wait till we've built up a big order, and then we end up doing it. But Parcel Monkey, I just realized was really good for in the US as well. So I needed to ship, it was like a large Scentsy box that holds 12 warmers, and USPS was going to charge me $60, and then Pirate Ship was going to charge me $40, and then I was able to get it through Parcel Monkey for $30 and $35 after I added extra insurance. So and those boxes all weighed between 28 and 35 pounds. So anything kind of between, once you get above like 15 pounds, it doesn't change very much. The difference was like 10 cents between that and like adding 10 pounds to the box. So this is also valuable if you had family that's far away and you wanted to send them warmers, but you also kind of wanted to send them some goodies or throw in some of the kids' clothes for theirs as they grow into, or something like that. So those boxes, so we can do that. Those boxes are like 17 by 18 by 23. If you want to ship it for $25, wax, it's going to say, oh, that might be on the list of bad things. Ignore that, doesn't matter. And then Indianapolis, let's just say we're shipping. There you go, West Lafayette, that's fine. Oh, this is the US. So. Oh, now it kicked it back. And this will pull, so when I ship through Parcel, there's another thing too. When you're shipping through Pirate Ship, it's actually, for the most part, USPS, the United States Postal Service. When I end up shipping through Parcel Monkey, most of my cheapest shipping has been then through FedEx. So it also is like, if the prices are pretty comparable, then you can give preference to your recipient. Hey, do you care if I ship with the regular post office or FedEx? Oh, our mailman loses our mail all the time. Ship with FedEx. So then you could give them options, which I've done once or twice as well. So here you can see that what did I say? 25-pound box is $27. A 25-pound box is, let's see, 6 bars is about a pound. So whatever that is, 130 bars. So then when you look at it that way, you're looking, it's just pennies on the bar. Not that we're shipping 120 bars usually, but it's not that much when you diffuse it across. Or if you want to look at 12 warmers, then it's only adding $2 a warmer.
So Megan, for most people watching this recording, or most people who are going to need to ship over the next couple weeks, I'm thinking Mother's Day gifts or wax refills without having to wait to order from Scentsy. So we're sending a 6-pack of wax. You're saying on Pirate Ship it's about $8, and use the bubble envelope. And then if we were sending a warmer and wax, or maybe a couple little body products, we would probably be best off just sticking with the Pirate Ship and trying to do a small box, or if we can fit it into the bubble wrap envelope. Okay, perfect.
And that can be sticking a box inside bubble wrap too.
Okay.
As long as it's like a bubble wrap envelope, you save like $2.
Okay. All right, perfect. Because I think that's what the most people are going to want to know and what to ship. So I'm going to end the recording unless you have any other tips that you want to add to this recording for anybody watching the training.
That's the main thing. And I'll play around with the numbers. Okay, if I put it in this size envelope that's this much, what if I switch it to this, or what if I switch it to a box with this? And I'll play around. Sometimes just for my own security, I'll go onto USPS.com and click and ship and see, is it really cheaper? Am I really getting the best deal? And I'll play around with the different websites. But Pirate Ship has consistently been good. If you just want to mail an envelope though, something that's only like an ounce or two and it's not considered a package yet, then I would recommend doing it through the Postal Service. Because Pirate Ship, anything over a 1/4 inch thick is considered a package. So even if you put it in a 6x9, which is the largest size envelope that you can put a catalog in, once you start trying to add samples and it gets beyond a 1/4 inch, it's no longer considered a regular size envelope, even though it's in one, non-machinable, and then the rate increases. So you can go to the post office to try to get the non-machinable stamps and compare those rates. But then you start getting into package sizing.
So for the most part, a bubble wrap that we're sending samples, wax, whatever, we're going to be best just doing the measure, Pirate Ship, 6-pack of wax or 3 bars in a mini warmer, stick them in that bubble envelope, send it off. Thank you so much, Megan. I'm going to end the recording and then we can continue our conversation.